This is Chapter 10, The Lake of Refuge, from a story called The Immortals Society, written by Anonymous. The lake lay in silence, a mirror of glass reflecting the early morning sun. Mist rose from the surface, curling like pale fingers over the water, hiding the edges of the forest. For Jack and Charlie, it was the world they had left behind, the place where their childhood summer memories intertwined with the fragile freedom they now possessed. Jack knelt at the water's edge, dipping his hand into the cold clarity. The lake had always been a sanctuary, a constant amidst the chaos of their lives. He looked at Charlie, who was unpacking a small, hidden cache of supplies. Their breath formed clouds in the crisp air. "This will work," Jack said softly. "We can stay here for a while. No one will find us." Charlie smiled, though worry lingered in her eyes. "I hope so. I don't want to run forever." Jack shook his head. "We won't have to, not if we're smart." During their first week at the lake, Jack explored the surrounding forest. It had been years since he last returned here, yet every tree, every bend of the shore felt familiar. He discovered something he hadn't expected, a small hidden cave on the far side of the lake, concealed by moss and hanging roots. Inside it was dry, protected from the wind and rain, with enough space to store supplies and remain out of sight. "This will be our base," he told Charlie when he showed her. "They'll never know where we are." She ran her fingers along the stone walls. "It's beautiful. Feels like home." Jack nodded, but his mind was already working. "It's not just a home, it's a tool. We can move silently, observe, and, maybe, find a way to end this hunt for good." One evening, Jack retrieved a weathered journal he had carried for years, a gift from the archivist when he was 15. Inside were notes, sketches, and diagrams of society safe houses, hidden routes, and abandoned settlements, compiled over centuries. Charlie leaned over his shoulder. "Do you think these are real?" Jack smiled grimly. "Every one of them. The society has left markers all over the world, some abandoned, some still active. We can use them, hide, move, survive, and maybe even fight back if we need to." Charlie traced her finger over a map of the Pacific Northwest. "This one looks promising. Remote, almost no roads, hard to reach." Jack nodded. "Exactly what we need. The closer we get to inaccessible territory, the safer we are." Even in hiding, life demanded ordinary rituals. They fished from the shore, boiled water over a small fire, and cooked meals together in silence, savoring the mundane simplicity of survival. One night, Jack sat by the lake alone, watching the moon reflect on the still water. He held the compass from his childhood, spinning it slowly. Charlie joined him, wrapping her arms around his waist. "Do you ever think about them?" she asked softly. "The society?" Jack shook his head. "Sometimes, but I try not to. They don't control me anymore. Not here, not with you." She rested her head against his shoulder. "Then we have to believe that we can live, that we can be free." Jack pressed a kiss to her hair. "We are free, for now." It was a week later when Jack noticed something strange, a faint glimmer on the water, barely visible in the early morning fog. He moved closer, crouched among the reeds. There, etched into a small floating buoy, was a symbol he recognized immediately, one of the secret markings used by the society to track those they pursued. "They found the lake," he whispered, tension tightening in his chest. Charlie grabbed his arm. "What do we do?" Jack took a deep breath. "We move, but not blindly. We know the markers. We know the routes. We can turn their own system against them." He traced the symbol in the dirt with a stick. "This isn't just a warning. It's a clue. Someone wants us to know they're coming. Or maybe someone wants to help." Charlie frowned. "Help? From who?" Jack shook his head. "I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. And when we do, we'll have a chance to finally live without fear." That night, by the fire, Jack told Charlie the most dangerous truth. "The society is patient," he said. "They'll wait, they'll plan, and even here, we're not truly invisible. But we have a choice. Every move, every path we take, every action we make can change the outcome." Charlie looked at him. So we're fighting for our life. Jack nodded. Yes, but more than that. We're fighting for this. Us, our future, our love. Mortals or not, we get to choose every day what we become. She held his hand tightly. Then we'll make it count. Together. Jack stared at the lake, moonlight dancing on the surface. Somewhere beneath the water, secrets waited. Hidden paths, forgotten routes, perhaps even allies. For the first time since leaving the society, hope felt tangible. And Jack knew, to survive, to truly live, they would have to take risks, trust each other completely, and perhaps confront the Immortals one final time. The lake was their refuge, their sanctuary, but soon it would become the battlefield for their mortal freedom. That was Chapter 10, The Lake of Refuge, from a story called the Immortals Society, written by Anonymous. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you again next time.